Hi, class. We are reading the fourth book in the Magic Treehouse series called Pirates Past Noon by Mary Pope Osborne. We're on chapter 6. We're over halfway through the book now. And we read chapter 1 called Too Late, chapter 2, The Bright Blue Sky, chapter 3, Three Men in a Boat, chapter 4, Vile Booty, chapter 5, The Kid's Treasure. So we're now on chapter 6 called The Whale's Eye. Because remember in the treasure map it said something about the whale's eye? The treasure was like below it or something? Let's find out. Chapter 6, The Whale's Eye. The rowboat tossed from side to side. The waves were huge. Salty spray stung Jack's eyes. He felt seasick. "Hold her steady," shouted Captain Bones. He pointed at the sea. "Or we'll be meat for those evil brutes." Dark fins cut through the water. Sharks. One zoomed right by the boat. Jack could have reached out and touched it. He shuddered. Soon the rowboat pulled alongside the ship. Here, I better show you some pictures before I read. Look at this. See these pictures? Oh my goodness. The air was filled with wild fiddle music. Fiddle, like a little like violin, kind of like a fiddle. The air was filled with wild fiddle music and bagpipes playing, and Jack heard jeers, shouts, and ugly laughter. "Hoist 'em aboard!" Captain Bones shouted to his men. Annie and Jack were hauled onto the deck. The ship creaked and moaned. It rolled from side to side, ropes flapping and snapped in the wild wind. Everywhere they looked, Jack and Annie saw pirates. Some were dancing, some were drinking, many were fighting with swords or with their fists. These guys are crazy. "Lock them in my cabin," Captain Bones ordered. A couple of pirates grabbed Jack and Annie and threw them in the ship's cabin, then locked the door. The air inside the cabin was damp and sour smelling. A shaft of gray light came through a small, round window. "Oh, man," said Jack, "we've got to figure out how to get back to the island." "So we can get into the treehouse and go home," said Annie. Right, Jack suddenly felt tired. How would they ever get out of this mess? "We better examine the book," he said. He reached into his pack and pulled out the pirate book. He flipped through the pages. He looked for information to help them. "Look," he said. He found a picture of pirates burying a treasure chest. This might help. Together they read the words under the picture. Captain Kidd was a famous pirate. It is said that he buried a treasure chest on a deserted island. The chest was filled with gold and jewels. "Captain Kidd," said Jack. "So that's the kid that Bones kept telling about?" asked Annie. "Right," said Jack. Annie looked out the round window. "And Captain Kidd's treasure is buried somewhere on the island?" she said. Jack took out his notebook and pencil. He wrote, "Captain Kidd's treasure on island." "Jack," Annie said. "Shh, wait a minute," he said. "I'm thinking." "Guess what I see," said Annie. "What?" Jack asked. He looked back at the book. "A whale." "Neat," he said. Then he looked up. "A whale? Did you say a whale?" "A whale, a huge whale, as big as a football field." Jack jumped up and looked out the window with her. "Where?" Jack asked. All he could see was the island and stormy waves and shark fins. "There," said Annie. "Where? Where?" "There! The island is shaped like a giant whale." "Oh, man," whispered Jack. Now he could see it. "See the whale's back?" said Annie. "Yep, the slope of the island looked like the back of a whale." "See his spout?" said Annie. Yep, the palm tree that held the tree house looked like the spout of a whale. "See his eye?" said Annie. Yep, a big black rock looked like the eye of the whale. "The gold doth lie beneath the whale's eye," whispered Jack. Wow. There's a picture of the last page of looking out the window and the island. Do you see how it looks like a whale? Do you see it? So in this picture, we see that they said the palm tree is just like the whale's spout. So when the water shoots up out of the whale, and do you see that rock? It's hard for me to point because everything's backwards here, but the rock is like its eye. Do you see it? So the island is shaped like a whale, which means the treasure must be buried where? So let's answer that together. Where must the treasure be buried if the map says the gold doth lie between the whale's eyes?